A common sign of narcissism is their refusal to take accountability and responsibility for their behavior. They do everything in their power to remove these things from their life completely. Blame shifting is a powerful manipulation tool that helps a narcissist achieve this. Everything is somebody else's fault, and a lot of times that somebody is you. Another key tool for a narcissist to make sure they never take responsibility for their toxic ways is projection. When a narcissist projects on you, they are taking their own poor, unacceptable qualities and they're flipping them around on to you. What does projection look like? What do they say when they're doing this? What are they trying to accomplish when they're projecting on you? Do they even know that they're doing it? This video contains all the answers, so let's go. Some common phrases that narcissists use when they're projecting on you. Number 1, you are absolutely impossible to communicate with. There are so many things wrong with this statement. Narcissists are, in fact, the ones who are very difficult to communicate with. Their natural defense when they feel backed into a corner is to cut communication. And you've probably dealt with this and witnessed it firsthand. You get a silent treatment. You get blocked and unblocked. They play the game with you. They hang up on you. You might even be ghosted. If they can't run away, maybe they'll stonewall you or just refuse to talk. They'll try to change the subject. They might even use word salad and begin just talking in complete gibberish, something that means absolutely nothing. Nothing, as you know, is ever going to be solved when it comes to a narcissist. Narcs are not interested in problem solving. The problems that you have, they feel they're your problems. They don't have a problem with their cheating or their lying or their manipulation. They actually like things just the way they are. They're your problem. Therefore, if someone doesn't want to fix something, you will never come to a resolution, and they don't want to. So what happens when these same conversations come up over and over? They simply cap the whole thing by just saying, "Oh my God, I'm not doing this with you again. You cannot communicate." And they make it all your problem. Number 2, you have major blank problems. So you can really fill in a lot of words here when it comes to the blank, but some of the most popular ones are you have mental problems, you have financial problems, you have problems with honesty, and then there's probably the most common and the most effective one, you have anger problems. We all know that narcissists have huge anger problems. Now, they don't all suffer from this narcissistic rage where they get super toxic and way out of control. Even a quiet, covert narcissist will be very passive-aggressive and show a more subdued, hidden rage, but a rage and anger nonetheless. But we're talking about projection. A narc doesn't want to hear that they have anger problems, so it's taken and absorbed and tossed onto you. So you might hear something that sounds a little bit like this. "Wow, look at you yelling right now. Look at the way you're behaving. You have no self-control. You're flying off the handle. You're raging and you're angry and you're swearing and you're yelling. Wow, look at you. You're an absolute child. You really might want to get help for some of that anger. You have a problem." You might hear something that's a combination of those phrases. You might actually be yelling. You might be out of control in the moment. The narcissist might have gotten you to the point where you do begin to react very negatively to them, but this is not a video for reactive abuse, so we'll have to pick up on that another time. Number 3, you are such a fraud. Fake, phony, whatever word you want to use, it doesn't really matter. This one is rich, coming from people who literally have a whole life with a fake persona as a fake person. Narcs want you to think all kinds of wild stories in the beginning when you meet them, right? Remember how nice they were, kind, sweet. Look, they adopt puppies and they're single-handedly curing homelessness. And yeah, no, these losers are making up their fake life from the get-go. And so the narc might say something to you like, your life out in public is a lie. Everybody knows you're not really that nice. Everybody knows that you're a fake. They might also say, you can fool other people, but I know you're a fake. Well, I guess it does take a phony to spot a phony, but I think in cases like this where a phony narc is calling you a phony, I think that's them kind of like picking up their own trashy, shitty scent. So maybe it's just them. If you'd like some help and support for what you're going through in a narcissistic relationship, you can set up a phone chat with me. You can call or text the number on the screen to get information sent right to your phone. You can visit my website, or you can send an email to get information on how my chats work and book some time to talk with me. All of that information is on the screen for you now and right down in the video description. Number 4, and a personal favorite of mine, you are so controlling. I love this one. I really love this one. These are the most controlling people you will ever meet in your life. They're doing so much stuff they have no business doing. They need to know everything all the time. Also, there are double standards. Things you can't do that they most certainly can. We're controlling, they're bossy, demanding. The entitlement is strong with these folks, with their I'm the center of the universe having asses. But right, we're the ones that are controlling, survivor. Never forget that. So, when they call you controlling, it's really interesting. There's a very specific time when this comes into play. When you try to hold them to a standard, when you try to make them accountable, when you start using phrases of your own like, hey, I actually don't appreciate that. I don't like that you're taking advantage of me. Stop it. Or you say, hey, don't talk to me like that. Hey, stop running around on me. Be an adult. Take care of your kids. Stop embarrassing yourself. Then and only then do they flip and snare and call you controlling when you won't let them be the ass that they want to act like on a regular basis. Number 5, you have no empathy. I'm sorry, all of these make me laugh. Ooh, this is a good one. The hallmark of narcissism is a complete lack of empathy. You, however, will constantly be accused of this, especially when you won't feel sorry for them. There is a difference, believe it or not, between empathy, sympathy, and pity. Narcissists are looking for the pity party. They want everyone to feel sorry for them, and when you won't baby and blubber over them, they tell you what an emotionless robot you are, and that is simply not true. How long are you going to sit around and feel sorry for somebody who won't get up off their ass and do something, and they won't make any progress? They're drowning in their own problems that are a result of their actions. You know what? You're not going to get any pity. You might not get a whole lot of empathy from me either. You're there because that's where you want to be. Number 6, you are so shady. Now this one boils down to you just can't be trusted. Narcs are notorious for having trust issues. They have a very sad misconception that everyone is the same kind of liar and swindler that they are. You might hear something like, hey, you never said you were going to go to the mall. I didn't know you were there. You said you were going to go over here and do this other thing. See, you're just a liar. You just do whatever you want. You don't communicate, and you're a big lying liar. Narcissists are very twitchy and quick to jump on every little thing that they feel that where they're going to catch you doing something. I mean, really, guilty conscience much? You'll notice narcissists' negative qualities are pushed onto you, or they're trying their very best to do all that blame shifting, which we talked about. But another thing I want to address with projection, they are blame shifting. It's, I know you are, but what am I? But there's also a high level of gaslighting that I just want to address super quick. Gaslighting is combined with projection to confuse you. It can help ensure that you believe that you're hard to talk to, that you're the lying, cheating, trashy person, that you're the hothead. Narcissists get to make you out to be the bad guy, and they don't have to take responsibility for their really ugly qualities and traits. It can all be pinned on you or somebody else, but typically you. Everyone who studies narcissism, myself included, can, and we do, have different ideas about why they do the things they do, and are they aware that they're doing this. After almost 6 years of research, 5 years here on YouTube, and of course, having been through this myself, I feel that narcissists are doing this and projecting very subconsciously. I don't think they realize what's happening. I do believe that they need to make you out to be the bad guy. They don't like those uncomfortable feelings, and they don't want to take the responsibility. They don't want to deal with it. But I don't really think it ever gets any deeper than that. I feel like it just happens. The best way I can explain this, because I can only explain something if it makes sense to me, so here's how it makes sense to me. Do you ever go on autopilot? Like you're driving to work and then you pull into your parking spot and you're like, wow, I don't even remember driving here. But you turned, maybe you even stopped for coffee, you didn't run a red light, you knew what you were doing, but you weren't there. You do the laundry, but you're spaced out, and then the laundry's done and you're like, how did that even happen? Or me, it's a hot mess and it takes all day, but you're still I just don't even recall anything. You know you did it, but you've done it so many times you don't even realize. Do you ever do something every day? Do you know why you do it? Do you know why you brush your teeth a certain way? Do you know why you get certain things from the grocery store? You've just done them so long that it just clicks. That's kind of how I feel a narc does things. They might know that they're doing it, but again, I don't think it ever gets any deeper. I just think it's second nature, like your laundry or your route to work. It's in the back of your head and it just happens. That's the best way I can explain it, but they're doing this subconsciously, in my opinion, and I don't think they really realize what they're doing. What did the narcissist that you deal with say to project on you? Was it something on my list? And what did you say? How did you respond? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.